What changes will we see in Manchester City? It has been confirmed that Haaland is finally moving to City. Other than his star power, the player will bring a lot more to City, some that the Sky Blues are ready to accept. Haaland is already receiving welcomes from his future teammates, the most iconic of which was by KDB. Hello and welcome to our channel Erling Braut Haaland Live. Today, we're going to tell you about the changes that you could expect in the city following the arrival of Erling Haaland. But before we begin, make sure to like and subscribe. Also, hit the bell icon so that you can get instant updates about our videos. Haaland will exert pressure on defenders unlike any of City's other forwards currently doing so, as well as provide more of a danger from crosses, hold the ball up and bring others into play. Oh, and he will undoubtedly score a ton of goals, of course. Every time you watch him, you'll notice how unbelievably well he finishes. Even while we still believe City blows too many opportunities, when they lose to Haaland, this won't happen as frequently. His statistics in the Champions League, 23 goals in 19 games, are equally as remarkable as they are in the Bundesliga. It was certainly time for Haaland to return home, because his father was a City player too, and had signed from Leeds in June 2000. This was only a few weeks before Erling was born. In all seriousness though, City will have won the race for a world superstar that all the top clubs in the world have been vying for the previous few years, if it signs Haaland this summer. There haven't been many blockbuster deals like this one that causes everyone else in Europe to sit up and take attention, despite all the fantastic and, yes, expensive additions Manchester City's made in the last several years. But they were forced to make this agreement. Even if pursuing the biggest name players might not always fit with City's culture, they were required to attend this particular meeting. First of all, it's not often that players of this caliber are up for sale, especially at a good price. However, Haaland's age also plays a significant role in this situation. The nice thing about City is that they always keep an eye on the future in addition to their current goals for success, and they can still win the Premier League this season. Haaland clearly fits the bill there, as City are constantly considering how they can continue to dominate for years to come. There's no greater striker under the age of 23 than Kylian Mbappe of Paris Saint-Germain. Therefore, it'll be money well spent for me and will send a strong message to all of their competitors. In essence, City is saying, yes, we have had a ton of success lately, but we're not stopping here. Additionally, it conveys to everyone already affiliated with the club that they are there to win championships. Of course, no one can guarantee them, but City is certain to compete for them, and that's all a player needs. Because of this, Haaland will sign. Additionally, it explains why so few players seem to want to leave City, and why stars like Kane wanted to join. Sergio Aguero played for City for 10 years, despite having the option of joining any team in the globe. Given the setting, which is the same for management as well, I wouldn't be shocked if Haaland followed suit. Pep Guardiola's contract expires in 2023, and while there will be many other factors influencing his choice to extend it, adding another enormous talent to an already exciting young squad won't do much to hurt City's prospects of keeping him. Haaland's move will certainly affect City's game. Many people believe that he won't press like the rest of the team, especially when City plays with a false nine. They may lose some of that with him in the side, but you will gain much more with his clinical nature, sharpness, and movement inside the opposition box. In addition, Haaland won't even need to press that hard because City has so much of the ball. They've averaged more than 68% possession in Premier League games this season and win the ball back so high up the pitch. It's not as if he'll be dropping deep to the halfway line and then asked to cover the whole of the pitch. Rather, we're talking about him making dashes of 5 or 10 meters in places where he already is. But obviously, some changes will have to be made. To truly utilize Haaland to his full potential, Pep will have to overhaul his playing dynamic. He must take a more traditional action, instructing the rest of his team to look for their centre forward in the penalty area, which, as the goal totals of Sergio Aguero, Robert Lewandowski and Samuel Eto'o in his team demonstrate, he has demonstrated a strong aptitude for doing so in the past. However, he'll always be linked to his signature move, the false nine. However, City did not follow the Lionel Messi path, at least not in all ways. Instead, they delved deeper into the Pepness. While Messi reached his career high of 73 goals in his final season under Guardiola, including 50 in La Liga alone, City's taken a far more democratic stance. They divided the points. Last season, 8 players scored at least 7 Premier League goals. 7 members of Guardiola's team had at least 6 in 2020-21, while 5 had 9 or more. The fake nine's identity changed, and some were falser than others, but he was infrequently the best shooter. The guy who scored shifted. Different players were responsible at various points. However, getting a spearhead on the ball in the box was not the focus of City's strategy. A central midfielder, first Ilkay Gundogan and subsequently Kevin De Bruyne, have been their leading scorers in each of the previous 2 seasons. The German transition was extremely educational. Guardiola recognized his football intellect and repurposed it to force him to burst from deep inside the box, instead of exploiting his ball-striking prowess as a passer. Guardiola thought Gundogan was the greatest at making off-the-ball dashes to the far post, which led to his title-winning cameo against Aston Villa. Another older Guardiola trick has been to get the opposing winger into the box frequently to meet a low cutback. Raheem Sterling and Riyad Mahrez have both experienced their best scoring seasons thanks to it. Since Aguero's body gave out, they've been the City squad's closest thing to predators. But there has always been another element to the penalty box robbers: a winger, a midfielder, or someone coming in from a different location. The next step is to set goals for a target that's more obvious. The supply line changes as a result. A creative player will be given up for a scorer. While Haaland had more assists than Jack Grealish last season, 7 in the Bundesliga alone, the truth is that he's less likely to switch positions with versatile players like Phil Foden, Bernardo Silva, and De Bruyne. It may be less fluent. The distribution of duties will be improved. And Manchester City now has a true centre-forward, in contrast to the peak Pep era, when everyone was, in some capacity, a midfielder. Haaland isn't the only change coming to City. The club is also letting go of some other star players. In order to pay for the acquisitions of Marc Cucurella and Kalvin Phillips, Manchester City is concurrently attempting to offload some players. After a report from The Athletic highlighted 3 names that are anticipated to leave the club this window, it's now apparent whose players these will be. Gabriel Jesus is the first of these people. The purchase of Haaland marked the end of the striker's stint in Manchester. Even if he had a good season last year, the striker never really seemed like the right choice to succeed Sergio Aguero. For months, Arsenal has been mentioned as a potential destination for the Brazilian, 25, who's been linked with a move away from City. According to the claim, the Gunners would need to spend close to £50 million to land their man. Oleksandr Zinchenkos is the second player heading out. The transfer of the Ukrainian international would free up space at left-back for the arriving Cucurella, according to The Athletic, who claimed that Everton is the keenest on signing him. One thing that came to all of us as a surprise was Raheem Sterling. The winger, who was born in London, has been among City's most reliable players in terms of performance, scoring double-digit goals once more in the previous campaign. Although there have not yet been any formal talks between the clubs, The Athletic claims that Chelsea is interested in the England winger and is viewed as a possible contender for the player. With these players leaving and Haaland arriving, the new City squad would be an interesting watch, but this will also give Haaland space to truly grow into his role. So that was all the time we had today, folks. Hope you enjoyed the video, and do not forget to subscribe to our channel and do hit the bell icon on your way out. Adios.